Are the Colts going to make a move at the trade deadline? Because it's coming up on the 30th.
Did we get a few trade questions?
Just a few.
We decided to kind of just group them all together.
Yep.
Joey Molinaro will throw a couple at me here at the start of Twitter questions. So, yes, like you said, Joey, a week from today, trade deadline time in the NFL, October 30th. And if you were going to ask me right now, I do not expect the Colts to be buyers. And I certainly don't expect them to be buyers. And I just don't know how many sellable assets you have. I see people out there clamoring for Demaryius Thomas. Joey, does the wide receiver position need to be upgraded? Yes. Does it need to be upgraded in the next 2 months for a wideout that will turn 31 in December? And that means you're giving up some sort of draft capital? No. And I think that's kind of where I stand, and I have a feeling that's kind of where Chris Ballard stands on a lot of this. You're a 2-5 football team. Let's not lose sight of that. This team does not need to be buyers right now when you have put so much focus into draft picks. So I just don't see this team making a move that involves draft capital. I just don't.
Another receiver that fans were asking about, some were maybe clamoring for, at the trade deadline, was Amari Cooper.
Right.
And I heard JMV say that it was reported that the Colts were interested in looking into Amari Cooper, but too much. He went to the Cowboys. What's kind of your thoughts on that whole situation?
My thoughts are Jerry Jones is the only owner in the league that would give up a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. Yeah. I think it was reported out there the Eagles offered a second-rounder. Like you said, the Colts having interest. I just don't. To me, it probably not even a second, Joey. Probably a third would have been my highest price I would have given up for Cooper. But, man, Jerry is Jerry. And kudos for the Raiders. They are in full tank mode right now.
3 first-round picks next year.
And right now, I think all 3 are in the top 20.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
Big return, hopefully,
in the NFL. So it's weird how this offseason has transpired for them. And, again, we'll touch on that more on Thursday's pod. But, my thing as well, I will say this before we get into Twitter questions, is in terms of players on the roster the Colts could trade, that's probably a question some people have. Who? I would probably trade Jacoby Brissett at this point. And I know that differs a little bit on my opinion 2 months ago, but what Andrew Luck has shown me in 7 weeks is that is a healthy quarterback. And he's practice full. You still have Phillip Walker on the practice squad. So what I would do is I would listen to trade offers for my backup quarterback. And it's probably dumb to assume that Jacksonville would make a trade or the Colts would make that move intra-division. But, what about the Giants? What about...
That seems like it makes sense.
Right? Doesn't it? I mean, I'm trying to think of other teams out west.
They lost last night again, right?
Yes, they did. Eli couldn't sneak in. Yeah, it was a bad finish. But you would not be acquiring Jacoby Brissett for the here and now. You'd be probably trying to calm Odell Beckham down. But you'd be acquiring him for the future. I mean, Jacoby Brissett is a long-term option at quarterback. So I would look into that right now. Now, you would have to go out and get a veteran. And, you would certainly lose that insurance policy as a backup. But I just can't see Jacoby Brissett. I don't see the need to have him on the roster this time next year. You have some sort of trade value with him. I think you need to go ahead and try to tap into that. And again, I know that differs from a little bit of what I said earlier in the year, but I see Luck healthy. And I see the chance to add some draft capital, and teams panic at this time of the year. So that really is the only guy that stands out to me. No, I'm not trading T.Y. Hilton. Quincy Wilson, what the hell are you going to get for him?
Nothing.
Not much, and I think it's still too early just to throw in the towel on the 21-year-old corner. I don't see anybody else of note on this roster, so that's kind of where I stand with the trade situation here in the Colts, and we'll see what happens in the next week.